Growing up has both its advantage and disadvantages. That is why it is important that at a young age, we are already aware of some lucrative laws that pertains to money. Therefore, in this video, we will talk about 8 laws about money that you should know. But before anything else, welcome to the Pocket Investing channel, where the world of finance and investing is made the easiest. Number 1. Greater money is saved than spent. This relates to putting oneself first. But because of how crucial it is, it needs to have its own financial rule. Although it might sound straightforward, you'd be astonished by the number of customers purchasing more of it than they earn. When using debit cards, a majority of individuals use cards without recognizing that they will not be able to pay their debts in full every month, resulting in penalties and further buying. You should not participate in this awful pattern. Just monitor your money and ensure you just buy goods you can afford. Number 2. Make wise financial decisions. This relates to the principle of conserving as much as you consume. But because of its significance, it merits its own principle. It may appear that financial planning experts and supporters desire that you hide your cash beneath your bed and live off of instant noodles. But that is simply not the case. While it is crucial to appreciate life, you must also be responsible with your finances. Invest your cash wisely by considering each transaction to see if you actually require or desire the item. Be sure to solely spend money on things which might ultimately bring you joy. The majority of things that are tangible will just make you happy momentarily. And research suggests that events like holidays have a longer-lasting impact on your satisfaction. Simply evaluate each transaction to determine if it is worthwhile before making it. I advise applying the 72-hour principle, which stipulates that you must hold off on buying stuff of anything you desire for 72 hours. This operates by allowing your irrational impulses to go and giving your rational thinking the upper hand. After 72 hours, you may discover that you no longer desire the thing at all. Number 3. Chores that earn you money. Organize all of your monetary responsibilities. It needs to be obvious because it is so simple to put up. We often neglect to do tasks or simply don't feel like doing them. However, with automation, everything is taken good care of just for us. To avoid long fines, create automatic payments for all of your payments. You can also automate investing by setting up a monthly transfer into your bank account. A hands-off procedure can be achieved by setting up regular contributions into your investing funds, which ensures that you will never neglect to increase your cash. There is only one setup required for this. Number 4. Handle loans responsibly. It's possible that you've heard that loans are awful and that you must avoid it at all costs. However, this is wrong. Whenever it is used properly, for example for college loans, homes, and more, loans may be a beneficial asset. However, if handled carelessly, such as by using your debit card for anything and not trying to pay it off, it can be terrible. You may be required to take out a mortgage based on your situation, so ensure you'll be able to repay the loan as quickly as you can. Cards with incentives can be quite helpful if you really are great about making payments on time. However, you must use it responsibly or the incentives won't be worthwhile. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and like this video to not miss out on upcoming videos. Number 5. 50-30-20 principle. When you're a beginner to planning, try following the 50-30-20 principle by assigning 50% of your income to basics like housing, electricity, and food. Then, 30% to personal decisions just like trips, fitness, facilities, or sports. And 20% to monetary targets and objectives. Although this plan isn't ideal, it could be a solid starting point. Number 6. Following your spending. Tracking your spending is among the most important money guidelines to follow. I must emphasize this. Cash is taken from your bank when you subscribe to Disney+, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, Netflix, and others without your knowledge. To determine whether the items you are wasting cash on are truly worthwhile, you must try to keep note of each of your outgoing money. Is getting into debt really worth buying things on something you desire? Try to ask yourself if you really need those things. If you're trying to save money, for instance, then of course it is not important. Hold off adding more once your economic position improves, at which point you may if you like. You may control your consumption by monitoring your spending, which will allow you to know precisely where your cash is flowing. You might carry this out manually or simplify things for yourself. Number 7. Spend less money. Spending less money is indeed a way to save money, which is important in financial planning because of how significant a beneficial influence it has on your personal finances. Staying within your limits basically refers to maintaining your current standard of living while preventing inflation as your income rises. Many individuals consume more often as they earn more income in order to maintain that person with their level of income. This is totally ridiculous. Just invest in things that actually bring you joy, and rather than just to meet social expectations. Number 8. Create and keep an emergency savings. Let's face it, life may be terrible at times. It's important to be ready because unforeseen events occur frequently. That's why having an emergency saving is considered as one of the most crucial financial principles to follow. It's advised to keep at least 3 months' value of daily expenses set aside in an emergency savings, but it really is preferable to have 6 months of cost to handle unforeseen situations like a medical crisis, automobile tragedy, flooding, or home maintenance. Whenever these things happen, you won't have to worry and take on debt since you'll get the funds to cover expenses if you possess emergency savings. And that ends today's video. We hope you learned something today that you can apply wherever you may be. And as always, see you on our next content.